I'm meteorologist from Market City. It is Tuesday's Weather Madness time, and we got Michael coming up. And oh boy, I tell you, this is going to be a bad storm, folks. Bad storm coming. All right, this is not like Florence, as we talked about before. This is a storm moving quickly and also developing as it's coming northward. And because of its quick movement, we're going to see damage all the way up the eastern seaboard, up through probably Maryland beaches, up toward Assateague Island in that area, because this thing's just not going to unwind that fast. Okay, so this morning, a little bit of dry air, a little shear got there, so the strengthening kind of took a little bit of a downturn. Now the strengthening came back up, a few hours ago, and now they went up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, and it'll continue to go. It's probably going to be about a category, on the low side, category 3 coming in, which is dangerous. Some of the computer models have wind gusts well over 100 miles an hour going into Georgia. So you're looking at a lot of damage to the coastal areas, right through Georgia. And I don't think the winds are going to let up much. I think you're going to see wind damage all the way up through the Carolinas, eastern Carolinas, even along the coastal areas. I think you're going to see some wind damage going on as well. Now, the rainfall is probably not going to be as heavy as we saw it before. We're not going to see the 3-foot wind rainfall, but certainly, a foot of rain down in here, then it becomes more like 1 to 6 inches of rain coming up through here very quickly because the storm's going to be moving. It's going to be the wind. The wind is going to be the big problem with this storm, especially in the storm surge coming in as well to the Florida Panhandle. You might actually see some storm surges going on along the coastal Carolinas, because as this thing comes up, you got all this southeast wind coming in as well, and so you still might get some kind of surging, a little bit of surging going on, but not a lot. You might get a little bit of it coming in as well, but certainly tropical storm force winds up and down all up to the Delaware beaches. I think we're to see. In fact, interesting, the European model is 105-mile-an-hour winds off of Cape Hatteras coming up here as it comes through. All right, we also got a cold front out here. Severe weather today is lining up in the plains, as we've been talking about for several days this week, and very tropical air mass going on across the eastern part of the country. It's just not October weather, I'll tell you one thing. Oh my goodness gracious. Between the mosquitoes and the humidity, I feel like I'm living in the South. All right, let me see here. There's all the rain out here through midsection of the country, some flash flooding going on because there's so much rain going on. Thunderstorms underway this morning already. And right now, Michael's kind of shy of the Key West radar. We're probably not going to see a good depiction of Michael until sometime tomorrow afternoon as it nears the coast. Landfall's going to be probably tomorrow evening, somewhere up here toward Mexico Beach or Panama City, near Panama City, Florida. That's where we're looking at rainfall. So Apalachicola is going to get crushed. Panama City is going to get crushed. Fort Walton Beach is going to get crushed. And then it's after that we'll kind of talk about. All right, severe weather going on up and down the front today. Wind and hail problems. Made some tornado activity down here across Texas today. They finally went with a slight risk here. Yeah, really, no kidding. Yesterday, nothing. Today, finally. It's like, another thing I don't understand about this is what crazy. These things produce tornadoes. So why you go with a slight? You go with the, they play this probability game instead of forecasting the weather. They play probability stuff. If this thing produces a lot of tornadoes, don't you think you're going to go to moderate risk? I guess it really doesn't matter because the wind damage is going to be, there's going to be wind damage through this area anyway. So, whether there's a tornado or just straight line winds, we probably won't even know. And then we got severe weather up and down the eastern seaboard as this thing comes on through. Okay, let's see here. Where do you want to go first? This is, there's the tropics. Again, there's Michael forming out here. Leslie's up in here. And what else are we watching out here? 15's out here. So still a lot of tropical activity going on. And Leslie's actually kind of going this direction. Kind of weird. So we'll deal with that later. All right, this is the HWRF model. You can see it coming in by Panama Beach. This is the sustained winds around it. Certainly just tremendous in 947 millibar low coming in. This is at tomorrow afternoon, coming in probably a little on the fast side, probably more like tomorrow evening coming in toward Panama Beach. I guess they come in the afternoon as well, but certainly tomorrow afternoon things just deteriorate. If one thing else, people need to be out of the way. Okay, I hope they're not sticking around this one. All right, and all the idiot storm chasers will be down there certainly. And this is the European models depiction as 165-mile-an-hour wind gusts off the coast there. Probably a little on the high side. We saw that with Florence. It was a little bit on the higher side. I think peak wind, you're going to see about 120 will be the peak wind, but I don't think we're ever going to know it because the anemometer would be blown away. And if anybody's standing out in 100-mile-an-hour winds, if you saw the typhoon in Hong Kong, I forget the name of the storm it was, but last week, that's what you're going to see. That's what's going to be like down here at Panama City. Okay. All right. Rainfall wise, this is the GFS. European goes a little bit further south, but certainly the heaviest rain will be down in the Florida Panhandle, and then a streak of 1 to 6 inches of rain coming up through the Carolinas into southeast Virginia. Flash flooding going on, but again, I really think the wind is going to be the bigger problem than anything. This is the GFS sequence for today. As we talked about the thunderstorms out here, a lot of rain going on. Here comes Michael coming up. And then by tomorrow evening, Michael's on the coast. And a lot of rain already coming in, hooking up with the front as well. Some snow, big snowstorm up here across the upper Midwest, up toward Duluth. I'm going to talk much about that. And then you can see by Thursday evening, Michael is coming up through. It's probably going to be going a little bit faster than that. I think that might be a little on the slow side. I think it's going to be more up in here. I think this thing will be zipping along, but certainly here it comes up with its rain and wind. With half the storm still over the coast, you're going to get winds, strong winds coming in, tropical storm force winds coming along the coastal areas, with the storm. And then Friday morning, Michael's exiting, and then you got wind coming in from the east into the beaches of Delaware, Maryland, those areas. So you're going to get strong winds and heavy rain going on. Kind of a good nor'eastern type of effect there, but more of a tropical storm force winds going on along those beaches there. So there's going to be some beach erosion problems as Michael goes on through. So that's what I got for today. A lot of things going on, folks. This is going to be a really, really nasty storm, probably worse than Florence in terms of winds, I think. I'm meteorologist Henry Marcus City.